Friends, when a miracle happens, one thing I have learned is let's call it a miracle straight away before the devil wants to rob us of it. And when he robs us of it, it's just one of those things. And we become just like, what? This is the miracle of God. So part of the reason being here today, we want to share the miracle, we want to celebrate the miracle. I would like you to talk about the miracle with everyone you know. We have been waiting for at least 2 years, trying to deal with government, trying to get into the country, trying not to pay exorbitant taxes, which would almost break us, even if we could somehow raise some money to get in country. And when all hope seemed to be lost, God raises up a corporate donation, a company based in New Guinea, started to lobby the government and talk to the tax department on our behalf and a whole lot of other things. So that it's just been a real journey, but being blocked at every turn by the actual government. The red tape, the implications of stopping a project which would cost the country nothing but deliver everything for a community who had nothing, they said no. So they have taken it to their CEO, to their board, and they're paying our way to get into the country. They're paying the shipping costs, right? They're paying the taxes. This is a miracle, friends. Yeah. This is God's hand at work, and that's what we come to rejoice about. I just wanted to honour for a moment those who right from day one stood up to the project. Now, some of you are still here and many have passed on. But I just want to, in a way of honouring people, we honour those who've gone before us, do we not? We are still living because of their expression of faith very often towards us, sometimes our parents, sometimes those who have had a big impact on our life, and we thank God for them. And when they go, we miss them. And I want to mention, there's many I could mention, but the ones that you will know would be Barry Miller and his wife. Another person who became Laurie in my shadow in those early days was a fellow called Eric Cargill. Now many of you will know Eric. And a lot of the design and work on the machines that have been altered to do more than one function are part of his brainwave. And so I just want to honour him. Now I want to say there's about another 12 people who have passed away in this project, but not locally, but they're the ones that you would know. I want to honour them. Now Mike Ash has been part of the project right from early days, and Mike has defended and stood up for the project when all else would say it's going to fail. So Mike, we honour you. We get things organised, whole families would come on a mission trip. Whole families would come and share in the experience of working for God in another country. Some teaching, some preaching, some cooking, some fixing tractors, some making roads, some driving trucks, some making a fit. Forget the medical clinic, you spent hours down there packing stuff and sorting stuff. And it takes everyone to make a community. It takes, we're all parts of the body to make a wonderful thing when we work together. Yes, now I remember. So if you're just a little part, you can become the main part of God wants you to do. Isn't that wonderful? Thank you for that. Next Tuesday is the trucking date. You say, what? Yeah, well, it's about 890 on tons. We've got to be shifted from the mission project site to the wharf, to a company called DSV, the biggest shipping company in the world. They've got the biggest holding yard in Brisbane. And it needs to be big because we've got a lot of gear there. There's already 2 semi-trailers down there, but on the 1st, which is next Tuesday, everything has to be packed, locked, because everything is on its way. So they're interested in this ship called Kimberley's. It's about twice the size of the ship that we need, but it means it gives us more room on the ship to organise stuff so we unload in the order we want to unload and deal with stuff. So would you be in prayer about that? But if it's not the 29th, there's another one in on the 31st. And if it's not the 31st, there's another one in on the 10th. So what we're saying is the timeline's getting very short. We just don't know which one God wants us to have yet. So pray for that, please. Very good. What's going to happen is after everything's trucked next week, I forgot one big item, is Paul down here is the skipper of the barge, or one of the skippers of the barge, but then our total attention gets focused on the barge because it's got to be put back in the water and sailed up to the Brisbane River to go on the ship. So that's the other agenda. Now the moment is that the ship is packed. Our team will be on a plane to go to New Guinea. People keep saying how long will it take the ship to get there? Well, it depends on the wind and depends on this, but somewhere between 3 and 5 days. 3 and 5 days. And so we will be there to receive everything off the ship, and then there's a lot of things up at that end to organise. We get our focus, we get up there and start trying to focus.